Hello, and welcome back to the finale episode of Crumpet's D&D one-shot campaign. Together with me here is our brave party, such as Alwyn, the All-Knowing, and Bubbly, and Vorenus, and Maeve, and Animorph. Where we left off last, they have entered the fine mansion of whatever Feywild creature has invited them to his abode via these letters and dragged them into this different dimension. And after exploring this mansion, after a long trek, they rested. They met with the master of the house, following Seer Sinin, their lovely little goat man companion. And after a long night's rest, began exploring. Over the course of the rooms, they discovered various trials, such as a basilisk hidden in the bathhouse, where they received a key upon slaying it. The key called to Vorenus. And upon picking it up, there was a strange tingling sensation in the back of his mind that was suddenly silenced, that he wasn't even aware of. After that, they proceeded further into the house, and in the storeroom behind the kitchen, they discovered a strange time-warping entity in the form of Seer Sinin's pocket watch, which, upon destroying it, discovered another key, but not without difficulty, as the closer they got, the more rapidly they aged. After doing so, they discovered Maeve's key, which was a lovely purple in hue, and similarly, her head also ceased any buzzing or tingling after she picked it up. Following that, they explored the servants' quarters, and that's where we left off last, after Animorph discovered various dolls and shapes that he particularly found pleasing. The dolls came alive, becoming homunculi with tentacles and sharp gnashing teeth erupting from inside their felt fur. They quickly slayed the dolls, and Animorph nearly lost his life before turning into a giant hyena. And now a giant hyena sits comfortably, bitten and bruised and bleeding, on top of a giant boa constrictor, alongside Maeve, Bobley, Alwyn, and Vorenus. Freshly holding a new key in its massive jaws, this hyena now has the third key. And that is where we left off last. And we can now begin again. Guys, what would you like to do?
We should explore the other rooms.
What about the hyena?
What?
I said, what about the hyena?
I change out. I wild shape back to normal.
Watch
All
as
right,
the
good.
hyena slowly morphs back into the form of Animorph, now holding
isn't there
a
like
key
a word
and
I could do to like make my
mastodon.
staff too? Yeah, I
Yes.
fix everything. I'm fine.
All right.
In a whirlwind flash, he's back to his regular cloaked self, now holding a pink doll and a key.
All right. Yes, I suppose. Our work here is done.
I will lead the way.
I follow Bobley.
Wadu.
Stomp, stomp, kotonk, kotonk.
I also follow Bobley.
You walk upon a sealed metal door in what is the final of the 3 doors for the servants' quarters. It seems to be locked.
Go on, Bobley. Give it a tug.
Bobley will use his mystery key.
Ooh. A question mark is worded into the head of the key. The key has a 5% chance of unlocking any lock into which it's inserted. You may
Oh.
please roll. Oh dear. As you insert the key into the lock, you find that your key is small. In fact, it is so small that it does not quite even touch the sides of the lock. And you can rattle it around, and you feel suddenly emasculated.
Oh, not again.
It's all right, Bobley. Let me try.
I swear this never happens.
Bubbly, you're not that small. Don't let the key make you feel bad.
He has to reach up to put the key in the lock. That is how small he is, just for reference.
No.
Boo-hoo.
All right. I would like to try and smash it down, shoulder barge.
By all means, go ahead.
Spring.
With a gargantuan shove, you watch as the massive, bulging, muscle-cocked shoulder of Vorenus smashes through the thin wooden door, breaking it off its frame and knocking the door to the ground in front of you.
Knock, knock.
There's no one to
Open?
answer.
Okay.
And as you enter, you find, upon a quick survey of the room, it is dusty, dark. The candles may be lit, but it looks like no one's been here. There's a thick layer of dust, and on the bed are 2 skeletons, long desiccated.
What kind of position are they in?
They are embracing.
Oh, in Peru! No!
As you survey the room, you may make an investigation check if you so desire.
I do it.
We'll
right.
also investigate. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh my god. Okay. You watch as Brennus attempts to move one of the skeletons and immediately, unknowing of his own strength, throws it into the wall, disintegrating it. And then you watch as Sir Alwyn, confused as to why he would do this, walks over, trips over himself, and hits face down on the ground, smashing through the floorboards underneath and erupting a cloud of dust in all directions, obscuring everyone's vision.
Ah!
And I thought I was clumsy.
Oh my god.
It must not have been important. Oh well.
Maybe this isn't the place.
Is that it?
You don't seem to see anything else besides dust, and it's difficult to breathe, and you've definitely fucked up one of the skeletons. The ledger on the desk.
Check a different room.
Head down the hall.
Just as
Yes, I
quickly
think
as
we
you
have
made it in, you
desecrated
very
enough.
quickly go out of the room. Find yourself back in the servants' quarters. There's little else here.
These long hallways, always so hard to navigate with my broad shoulders.
Yeah, Vorenus barely fits in the hallway, and tailing the
been
rear
through
is
this
Bobley
room?
with his 9-foot-long greatsword, and you can
don't
hear a
remember.
that echoes through the hall, rebounding off the walls as he drags his massive sword, leaving a cut in the floor, like a thick groove.
What is this? Is this a new place? I
think
cannot
we've been
remember.
What
here,
is
I don't
this?
remember.
This,
What
you
is
recall, is the door to the garden, where you had found the statue of Seer Sinan, or the garden purview, where it's right before the garden. You have
Yes,
explored this
since
room
we
before.
have been here before. Onward we go.
Excellent senses. Once you all enter the kitchen, you notice that where before it had been rotted on one side and then increasingly fresh on the other, now the entire kitchen is very rotted.
Ugh, that smell.
Ew.
There's a real wave of stank.
This is why you refrigerate your food. Oh.
There are only 4 of us here. Where is Animorph?
Animorph! Animorph!
They
Come
are
hither.
back here.
We are all together.
You all notice that Animorph is near death, and likely the reason he was trudging along behind is because he leaves a trail of blood behind him from all the wounds he has sustained from the previous
Animorph,
interaction.
come over here. Let me place my hand on you. There you go.
You are filled with an invigorating, curing energy from her twilight palm, and your wounds seamlessly start to re-stitch together, despite the fact that there are so many of them. But you do feel the slightest bit better, like less near death than you were before. You may add
The
12 hit
miracle of
points to your
healing.
current total.
All right.
Perhaps there's something out here.
What of the door? Is it
The
accessible?
door is quite
is
sealed.
locked.
Nothing a bit
Maybe
more
I
brute
could
strength.
try. Okay.
Oh, All right.
No, I think he should
I-
try the
No,
key
that's
again.
quite fine. He has his
No.
own plans.
It's all right, Bobley. If you wish to try your little key again, I
Well,
shall
now
not
it
stop you.
feels forced.
It's not that small. Don't make fun of Bubbly's key.
Okay, I could use this key just fine. Look.
All right, show us. Oh,
Ooh,
Oh my
I
god.
guess you can.
grower, not a shower.
As you insert the key, you feel a magical force trying to resist its penetration. But with this... Relax. It's a magical shield barrier, and it passes through seamlessly into the lock. There's that... And immediately the door swings open.
Impressive. I never doubted you.
I
Oh,
knew
that
that
was
was
for
going to happen.
Lead the way, little bubbly.
As you exit out into this garden, you realize that you have exited the mansion entirely. This is a back door. There's a well in front of you in the backyard. And could you... Why, you don't have to make a perception check for this. You notice that there is what looks to be a body tipped over into the well.
Well.
Ah.
Thank you. What is this?
You may
A soiled
investigate it
well?
If you like. It is someone who tipped over into the well. Their head and arms are deep inside of it.
I see.
All right. It doesn't take much. Vorenus, you walk up behind him, grab him by his back shirt, and you pull him up, and you see the housemaster. He is drowned.
How could this be?
Gasp!
Who could have done this?
It seems recent. His eyes are bloodshot, and he's swollen and pale. Something drowned him recently. It looks like there were signs of a scuffle.
Perhaps we should investigate the body for strangle marks or some kind of struggle. Or the area.
If you'd like to, roll an investigation check. Go ahead, if anyone would like to investigate the
Alright.
area for anything.
I'll leave it up to someone else.
All right, you guys watch as Bob Lee begins lightly tapping his greatsword against the ground, attempting echolocation to find something. It does not seem
Is
to
he a
work.
bat? Bubbly?
Let me look at this body here. Does the body have a mouth?
Yeah, it's the housemaster. He has a mouth. It's
The
open,
coast
filled
is
with water.
clear.
Thank
Let's
you, Bubbly.
let me speak to this headmaster and see what he thinks.
Ooh. Okay. You grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. Interesting. Okay. You can ask up to 5 questions, and it only knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. They're usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, these answers. Okay. You watch
Headmaster.
with a
Yeah. Oh.
bit of twilight energy as you ring headmaster. You see the corpse begin to twitch, and a torrent of water falls out of its mouth as its arms quickly grip against the place where it was drowned. Yes.
Kill.
Headmaster, what happened to you?
I was drowned.
Drowned by who?
A god.
Do you remember what this god looked like?
He was powerful, strong, cloven foot.
And how long ago did this god strangle you in this well?
An hour, perhaps.
Hmm. I guess I just let the body just.
You have one question left if you want to. You can ask him anything you want if you like.
I'm not really sure.
Can we hear this, or can only...
You can all hear him. He's talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone?
What was the
Anyone
god's
like to
name?
ask?
Is that your question?
It's mine.
Yes.
Okay. He looks directly at you, Vore, and he mouths something, but as he tries to mouth it, the words don't come out. You go, like he's really trying to say something, but it can't quite formulate on his tongue. And you watch as he attempts to make a noise, his tongue bursts into purple flame and disintegrates on his tongue.
Ah,
And with
so
that,
the
he drops
god's name
lifeless
is her?
back into the water.
Well then.
That's not good.
That was rather arbitrary.
Pull him
So
back
our-
out!
Killed by a god.
Awesome couldn't have gone far. We check around the outside here.
As you
How
move
do you
around the
find a
outside,
god?
you see the flower fields surrounding the entire mansion, and the distance away, the tree line of the Feywild, of which you had initially moved through. But other than that, the outside seems relatively unmoved.
Okay. Interesting.
Perhaps there's a room inside we could check.
Perhaps.
Good thinking, Bubbly. Let us head back inside.
I'll follow the line leader.
Right? You move back inside the mansion. It smells still of rot and decay, and you make a left. Past the bathhouse where you fought the basilisk, his corpse still watery and pulped.
What is this door? It is locked.
That door is
And
not
what?
locked.
I cannot open it.
Oh, it shouldn't be locked. It's that door just goes back into the other side of the hallway.
All right.
There you go.
I'll leave it alone.
What is
Perhaps
this door?
this room.
I believe that's the door to the basement that we need the keys for.
This is not the door to the basement.
Oh, the door to the
Close, though.
basement is somewhere else, I believe.
It's in the main foyer, as you recall. With your keen sense of mind and memory, you, Albin, you recall that it is a staircase in the main foyer on the left side heading down that leads to the basement.
Alright, very well. Let us check this small room.
What do you see, Bubbly?
Let me first see if this door is locked.
Bobbly reaches up, having to almost get on his tiptoes to turn the knob. It is not locked.
Hmm.
You look inside and you find a broom closet.
I will venture forth.
All right, Bobbly, you step into the broom closet. It's full of dusty sacks, one long broom, almost as long as your greatsword, in fact. Or perhaps it's just the size difference that makes it seem so looming before you. There's little light, and it's dark and damp and dusty. Would you like to investigate it further?
Yes.
Okay. As you look around, you find that this particular little area is not exactly as cleanly as it seems. The sacks are filled with no cleaning supplies whatsoever. They are filled with rocks and dirt. And the broom itself, it looks unused, as if it's never been brushed anything before. It would seem to be some kind of facade, that it's not really actually a useful cleaning room.
Does anyone need any rocks?
What? Rocks?
Oh,
Bobbly will pull the sack of rocks out into the hallway.
You do so with relative ease with your strength, and now there's a sack of rocks in the hallway.
Hmm.
We're looking for keys, not rocks.
I like rocks.
This
Pretty
may
cool.
come in handy.
I take a handful and put them in my pocket.
You now have a handful of small pebbles and rocks.
I like rocks.
Bobbly will drag the bag along with him.
All right, you hear that, and also that of rocks and sword as they move along the stone floor.
Bubbly, are you sure you don't need help?
I am quite all right.
As you approach this door, Bobbly, however, you're not sure if it's the rocks or the strain of carrying both that and your sword. You do get a tingling feeling in the back of your skull.
Never mind.
There's
Well,
a
what's in here?
singular door before you. As you look upon this door, it is strange. The door is much larger than all the other previous doors you've interacted with.
It's cavernous. This room is huge.
Ooh.
Well,
As
let's
you
not
peek inside the
wait any
room.
further.
Go on then.
Upon entering, you can look around you and you see that this room is
Oh,
massive in scale. You feel like a tiny termite in comparison, a small toy amongst the massive dresser to your right and the huge nightstand, the dresser to your left and the nightstand to your right, with a massive candle that is as big as your entire body. Before you is a bed that looks like a ocean of felt and leather and soft bedding.
I never felt this small before in my entire life. Wow,
Oh,
amazing.
I don't think I've ever felt short as well.
This must be how Bobbly feels every day.
Well,
His
you
sad
guys
little
got
life.
this one. I'll wait out here.
Poor little Bobbly.
Bobbly. Bobbly, it's okay.
Small.
I've got a lot of rocks to sort through, so if you could hurry up.
Bobbly, how do you feel right now?
How do
Is
you
everything all right?
feel?
Small.
Pretty small.
That's crazy. Anyways,
He shuts the door in your face and begins sorting rocks in the hallway.
I suppose he can stand guard while the big boys play.
As you guys enter the room, you are incredibly small, and it seems like a normal room, simply sized massively in every conceivable direction.
I'm a little bit scared. What is this unnatural sized room?
The floorboards creak beneath you, but it seems less like floorboards and more like dock-like planks. Anamorph, as you enter, you take a look around, investigating your surroundings. You do notice that at the very precipice of the fireplace, upon its very top level, is a
it's a piece of shit.
a shining bright, whoops, combine the words, a shining bright jar, and inside the jar is a key. A rather large one, too.
Do you see anything, Animoff?
Key.
Yes, we need a key for the door.
As you move along its way, you are faced with a towering obstacle of cobblestone in front of you, a rock-faced wall.
Does it look like climbable?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. There's a possibility of climbing it. It's cobblestone, so there's lots of little grooves. All right, goddamn. You watch as Anamorph, like a little squirrel straight out of the Druidic school of climbing, immediately ascends rock after rock, sure-footed, and despite being bloody, leaving a small trail of blood behind him, quickly reaches the top of the fireplace. You are now directly across on a wooden board, a giant glass jar with a key inside it.
What if I like? Can I go up to it and try to like push it off the fireplace, or maybe
Sure, you can
break
do whatever you like.
All right. Was that a strength check, probably?
If you want to push a giant glass jar, then probably.
Yeah.
All right, you press yourself
ain't
against the glass. You start licking it. You're pressing hard, perspirating. There's a definite smudge where you were standing of both blood and sweat and probably some tears. But you can't quite budge it.
Anamorph, do you need help with that jar?
Yes.
All right, I'll try to climb. Let me roll athletics.
All right. Vrenus attempts to lift his massive form. He gets about 5 or so feet off the ground in comparison to this massive thing and realizes, I'm heavy. I'm very, very heavy. And he cannot scrabble any higher.
I cannot get to you.
You watch as Vrenus dangles, his massive biceps holding up his proportionally tiny legs.
Don't call me that. I'm trying.
Try harder.
Can I try again?
You can attempt to find the strength in yourself to do it again. I'll let you roll twice. You might fall if you Okay. You watch as Vrenus desperately claws forward, grasping onto the cobblestone and tries to pull himself up, and the strain is too much, and his muscles quickly give out, and you watch as he makes a cloud of dust on the floor, making a small crater in the wooden floorboard as he hits.
How far is it up?
Based on how far if to you, it would seem as though it were like a 50-foot drop, easily.
So, if I have 50 feet of rope,
Yes.
would that be enough?
I mean, 50-foot drop, 50 feet of rope. You would, if you could
Yeah.
tie it to something, then and secure it, then sure.
Are you doing okay in there?
You hear the echo of Bobley from through the door, the massive cavernous space carrying his voice on the wind.
Bobbly, we need your small yet mighty arms to ascend this precipice.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm fairly certain Verenus is incapacitated. He needs your help.
I can't feel my legs, Bubbly.
Okay, I'm coming.
Thank you.
You all watch on the horizon, the small pitter-patter of feet as they move across the floor.
Is there...
And despite the fact that he's moving towards you, it seems to take ages as he slowly waddles his way further and further across this massive room. In the distance on the horizon, a tiny little figure slowly growing larger, and yet
to me,
not
he just looks
that large.
like an ant.
From where you are, it's difficult to see anything but a sword moving across the ground. Bobbly, you approach between the massive dresser to your right and the giant leather chair to your left. The cackling, like crackling, massive flames of the fireplace are lit. It looks like a hellscape.
It's all right, Bubbly.
It was a long run.
Wait, am I injured? Can I get up?
You're fine. You fell, but you didn't take any
okay,
damage. You just fell on
okay,
your
good.
ass from like 10 feet up.
Okay.
I guess this is a job for Bobbly.
No one says anything in agreement, and you watch as Bobbly throws himself like an Olympic, the guys with the giant poles who flip themselves up. He runs forward, braces himself, sticks his giant greatsword into the ground, and flings himself directly into the wall, making a splatting sound. And falls to the ground.
Oh, goodness. Bubbly. Are you alright?
I'm okay.
I'm gonna do like a perception check for something that I can tie this rope to, I guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh.
You look around, realizing there's nothing in this giant board that would be easily to tie a rope to. However, you could tie it to yourself, or you do come equipped, I believe, with like some pegs and a hammer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if you have a explorer's pack or dungeoneer's kit, it should come
I have
with
a backpack. I don't...
I would assume that you would have that being an adventure.
Yeah, if you look in
Yeah.
your backpack, it's should be in your
Do
it should be in your equipment. You should have a hammer and pythons.
do we collectively
That's part
have
of
any
your-
rope left after our bridge escapade?
I have a rope of mending still. I don't think we used it.
But do you have 50 feet of it?
Yeah.
I reclaimed my
Right.
rope after the
a
bridge.
50
I don't think you guys
Foil
lost your
race.
rope
I
when
had
you went to the
rope.
bridge. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
You
sure you
took
just
it?
took it with
Alright.
you. You have
Yeah.
rope.
I'm sure.
I have my 50 feet.
Should I do like a what, like a survivalist or something to like?
You could
You
try
are
holding the
competent
rope
enough
and-
as a level 10 adventure
Alright.
that you can secure a rope.
All right, let's.
You do not need to roll
let's
for it.
just
You
go
have
with
a
it.
rope and you know how to
Alright.
tie a rope.
All right, I tie the rope and throw it down.
Okay,
Alright.
50 feet of rope
Ah!
quickly descends off this massive sheer drop to the top of the fireplace. Bobbly, whose nose hurts, and Vorenus, whose ass hurts, you both see it before you.
A rope! Good thinking on the move.
Wow, a rope. My nose hurts.
You may
I would like
ascend
to
if
scale
you
it.
need to.
Do I
By
need
all
to roll
means, you may ascend. You can roll for it if you want. It's if you want to fuck it up. It's not hard for you to climb a rope.
Climbing a
What do I
rope is
roll to-
normally a DC 5 athletics.
Go ahead, roll it up.
Athletics? Okay.
You easily bound over bound using your massive gorilla grip up the rope. Your legs dangling behind you. You don't even need them. Bobley uses his teeth and throws himself up the rope rapidly, grabbing onto it with his chompers and throwing himself up with sheer force of neck muscle, and then grabbing on again.
Careful, Bubbly, you'll destroy the rope.
It starts to fray where he grabs it, but it holds firm. It's a thick rope.
All right.
It's a rope of mending, so.
Oh, it begins to heal as he bites it. Also, his teeth, they seem strangely straighter than before.
Oh, he healed his teeth. Cute. All right,
Hello.
what is this jar?
There, before you stands a massive glass jar. It is taller than you by 3 times your height, and inside it is a key that is as long as your body. Brilliant, like marble white key.
Push.
You want me to push it? I shall give it my best.
Both.
Oh. All right. After you. You roll first.
We go.
What's your
We
idea?
go again.
You first. You first.
You first.
You watch as Animorph presses himself against it, trying his absolute hardest. Vernus likewise places his hands directly behind Animorph and is pressing directly from behind him. The two of their bodies press closely together, pressing against it. But all Vernus seems to manage to do is squish Animorph against the glass.
Bobley will sprint to tackle the jar off.
Okay.
Yeah!
my
You launch yourself forward, your greatsword adding more weight to the charge. Massive, massive amount of momentum behind you. You smack directly into the back of Vernus and Animorph, and you slap the glass jar, pushing it forward, sending it skidding off what looks to be an envelope and careening off the edge. You hear a massive and glass shatters in all directions. I'm gonna need I think Albin and Maeve are actually safe. They're behind the chair, so they don't have to roll for it. The glass shatters in all directions beneath, right before the flames of the fireplace. The key seems to lie on the floor down below, and there's an envelope before you on the top of the fireplace, beneath the jar.
A pretty note.
Ooh.
Is it like a? It's like a big envelope, right?
It's big.
Like
It's very big.
Do we have to like haul it out together? Is it
Up
heavy?
to
or is
you.
it,
What,
like,
I
light?
mean, it's made of paper. It's whatever. It's whatever you want to do.
I think we should throw this envelope down and then read it on the ground.
Perhaps if we all hold on to it when we jump, it will break our fall.
Good thinking, Bubbly. Let's do that.
Okay. The three of you grip the envelope from the sides. It's not super heavy. You all three of you are holding on, I assume, to one edge of it.
Well, no. We're holding on opposite edges, like we're trying to use it like a parachute.
I'm in the middle. I'm at like the middle side.
I assume this is how it's gonna work. We're trying to
I
use it
feel
like
like
a
this
parachute.
will end badly.
Okay.
All right, I have the middle, you have the left, and you have the right.
Yes!
I would
Let's
like,
go!
before you jump, I'd like all three of you to make an intelligence check.
Where is it? Oh.
None of you think this is a bad idea. As far as you're concerned, this is a great idea. All right, all three of you jump off the balcony holding onto the giant envelope.
Yahoo!
You immediately begin to fall. As it would happen, it does not seem to have the same level of lift that can hold the weight of all three of you holding onto it. Oh my god, I'd like you all to make a dex save as you plummet directly towards the ground below.
Dex save?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah,
No!
fuck
No!
it. I think
Jesus
we have
Christ.
fucked it.
Okay, well, Bobley, you manage to land using your great sword. It sticks into the ground and you slide down it and you tumble and it hurts, but it doesn't deal as much damage. Vrenus,
Ow!
you are like a meteor into the ground and you shoot directly into the floorboards. Animorph, you splat directly against the ground in a heap.
I think I'm just dead.
What's the rules on fall damage? How does that work? It's like 1d6 per 10 feet. Is that it? I think that's how it works, right?
That doesn't look good for
It's
me,
a cipher
Chief.
question, I'm not quite sure.
Go
You
ahead and
take
roll.
1d6 falling damage per 10 feet that you fall.
That
So
doesn't
roll
look good for me, Chief.
5d6, please, each of you.
So how's it?
Give you a slash roll 5d6.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay, Bobley,
Ow,
you take
I'm
half
good.
that. So you would take 8.
Okay.
Animorph
I
and Vrenus, you
I
each
got
take
4 HP, dude. I'm
18
good.
and 16 damage. Vrenus extricating himself, spitting splinters out from the ground.
Okay, so 16 damage.
Yes, and Animorph, you are bloodied and broken. You feel like you may have snapped something. You can barely stand. But all of you are now on the ground, and Maeve and Alvin are watching as all 3 of you just jumped off with an envelope and hit the ground, landing on top of all the shattered glass beneath you as well.
Oh.
We'll just count that into the damage. It's fine.
Oh my gosh,
We'll
that's
just
fine.
take
I
that
won't
in.
add any additional. It's just holy shit. You now
Another
are in
happy
possession.
landing.
There's a giant white alabaster key and a massive envelope in your
Is
possession.
it massive?
I mean, it's the envelope is taller than you, and the key is about the same size as your body.
Okay. Do we need help with the key? Or can we just...
Possibility, if you'd like. Whatever you want to do, if you think you can handle it.
I attempt to pick up the key and take it with me.
Okay. You can drag the key along the floorboards. It goes, and it's heavy and metal, but you are holding it.
All right, guys. I think I have the key.
Put it on your back. It makes it easier.
Do I have to roll to do that?
I'm just
Nope,
crawling
you don't have to roll to do that.
across the ground.
Yeah.
I'm just
Animorph is bleeding and dying and crawling across the ground, a heap of like mismatched bones. His face is like contorted. There's blood everywhere.
I yell to Animorph. Come on, Animorph. Keep up.
Stop being such a slowpoke.
trying.
Let us get that key out of here.
All right, you guys slowly make it. Animorph literally dragging himself behind you like a heap of broken bones. No one makes any move to help him. He just has to crawl his way to the across like what was effectively like almost half a mile of wooden floorboard.
I guess Bobley is trying to drag the letter as
Okay,
well.
you have no trouble dragging the letter behind
Okay.
you.
Wait, is the door small? How are we gonna fit
It
this?
is small. As you begin to pull the key through it, the key miraculously begins to shrink as you move through the door.
Oh,
And by the time you're through it completely, it is small and you're holding a tiny key in your palm.
oh, that is so much easier. Oh my god.
Dying.
Queue up.
Wobbly, you
Animorph.
mush through and the key and the envelope is immediately back to a normal envelope size.
Bobley will open the envelope.
Inside, in bright red, scrawled very hastily, is the letter C.
What does it say?
C for cunt.
It's not wrong. Not wrong.
What's your language, young bubbly?
What?
I said, what's your language?
I'm speaking common.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Bobley, as Vernus holds the key in his hand and you're looking at it, you feel the tingling in the back of your head diminish until it is no longer there.
I feel okay now.
That's good to know. I
Uh,
think all we needed was a good fall to feel good again.
Animorph does not feel good. He is close to dying. He is literally on his last legs. Like, he looks horrible.
Animorph, are you going to be alright?
No.
Maeve, is there anything we can do to help him?
Probably.
Such as?
Well, if you really want to know, I could probably heal you, but fine. I put my hand on an anamorph and I use Luster Restoration. Oh wait, fuck! I did it every time. God
It's so
damn it,
funny.
every
It's
time.
Okay. You're fine. You're fine.
Give me a second. I'm so sorry.
Luster
I'm like-
Restoration, just so you're aware, like it removes like paralyzation, blindness, deafness, like status
Here.
effects. It doesn't like heal hit
Ooh,
points.
that's some nice
Oh
healing.
my god. Whew. As she reaches down to you, you are like filled with warmth and you feel this gentle light descend upon your face. The blood like begins to sink back into your body and evaporate before you. Your cuts and broken bones and sinew mend rapidly and you suddenly realize that was a terrible idea. Why did I jump off of that thing? And you do feel better. You are injured but no longer dying.
There.
Thank you.
I wish I was being mended. It looks so nice. All right.
I wish someone could mend my broken heart.
Oh,
Alblin, could you make an intelligence check for me?
Sure thing. That's a 5.
You feel a buzzing in the back of your head, and it bothers you. Maybe there's a gnat around you or something, like a fly. It's really annoying.
Any particular direction it's coming from?
Seemingly, the fly is to your south.
So, okay, well, let's investigate further.
Alban, where are you going?
I'm simply following my intuition.
Intuition.
As you re-enter
Alright.
into the study,
Hmm.
the buzzing is intense, and it doesn't seem to be any kind of fly. There definitely is something going on in here.
Yeah, something is affecting my mind like a haze that is
I
blocking
think they call
my
that dementia.
superior intellect from acting in this situation.
Have you been drinking again?
No! You've been with me the whole time.
I know you have a drinking problem.
I do not have a drinking problem. We've known each other for 2 days.
Oh, the times we've shared, and you abusing alcoholic beverages.
He is right, Alban. We've been meaning to do an intervention about it, but you're always so angry.
I would like to search the study.
Please roll an investigation check. All right. Or a perception, that works too. Sure. As you look around, you notice that of all the dust and like ill-mannered knickknacks and strange like Ursa star bear skin upon the ground and different drinks, the only thing that isn't covered in a layer of dust around you is the bookshelf. All the books seem fresh, not a speck of dust upon them.
Okay. I'll start looking at the books.
As you approach closer, you notice that every book on the shelf has no title, and extricating one, if you flip through it, all the pages are blank. Save for a few. There are several books on the shelf that seem to have titles. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There are 7 books on the shelf that have a single letter embroidered on its front.
Okay, I'll start pulling out the ones with that aren't blank and laying them out on the table.
Okay. You lay out all 7 books. On the forefront of each cover of the book is a single letter. The letters are A, E, L, N, R, S, and T.
Give those to me one more time.
The letters are A, E, L, N, R, S, and T. Yep, that's it. Before you on all these muted colored books.
It appears that these are the only books that have any form of marking on them.
What do you mean marking? Like letters?
Well, all the other books are blank and the pages, but these have letters on the covers, you see.
What does it mean?
I mean, it has to mean something.
Read.
Wait a minute. What about those letters we've been receiving.
Hmm.
They have letters on them. The letters have letters.
Maeve, you're eyeing the deer sternly for any particular reason.
I'd like to roll an investigation check on this.
By all
this
means.
taxidermy deer head.
Go right ahead.
How do I do that again?
Just click investigation.
Oh. Where is that? Hold on.
It's in your character plane.
I see it. Shit.
All right. It's a strange deer, not of a species you've ever seen. The massive antlers upon its head are gnarled and spiraled rather than just straight like keratin like a normal deer's would be, and its fur is a sequined dark blue and purplish, ending in massive long dagger-like fangs off of its front. It has 3 eyes on each side in a triangle formation. It seems very strange. You've never seen a deer like this before.
So you said 3 eyes on one side? What the heck? That's crazy. Can I move my elephant trunk and shake it? Like grab one of the
Go
antlers
right
and
ahead.
tussle it? Okay, I'd do that. Does anything happen?
You knock the entire thing off of its rest and it falls to the ground
Oh!
in a heap, breaking off one of the antlers.
Hmm.
Wait a
What was
minute.
that?
Perhaps this is the key. I rearranged the books so that the letters spell out antlers.
As you do so, the letters glow once, and you watch as the head of this strange alien-like deer blinks its eyes at Maeve, mules defeatedly.
What in tarnation?
Back up.
It opens its mouth, its giant fangs rearing backward, and as it lolls out its tongue, out from its severed head gullet slides a key.
Hmm.
Simply deduced.
Wow!
Hmm.
That was strange.
There is, in
Well
addition,
done, Maeve.
a letter beneath the antler where it had rested on the shelf.
Is the head still on the ground?
Yeah, the head's on the ground, but there's a letter that was behind the head where it was mounted.
Oh,
Right? I pick up the key and open the letter.
On the letter is the letter I. And as you pick up the key, the buzzing in your head fades, and every light in the room goes out.
Uh-oh.
No fear, everyone. No fear. And I cast my eyes of the night.
As all of your visions
not afraid.
return in this bubble that Maeve has weaved together with a few motions of her hands and a gentle whisper to her goddess, you can now see in the darkness. It's dimly lit, but you can make out your surroundings. You also notice that where before there were the sounds of an old mansion, creaks, cracks, the crackling of the fireplace, there is no sound. And as you take steps or move around, you make a brief muted sound. And you can speak, but there is no outside sound at all.
I believe we have the keys we need.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. I suppose we should head to that room with the door, with all those locks.
Suppose we should.
Lead the way.
What letters do we have now?
That is a good observation, Bobley. What letters do we have?
As you guys combine all your envelopes together that you've been finding throughout this mansion, these hastily scrawled little notes, you have the letters in total. You have, here, I'll say it slow. You have C, I, N, I, E, E, N, S, R.
I think it's Seer Sinnin.
No, no, no.
That's well solved, Bobley. All right, I put my key in the door.
As before you do that, on the top of the door, just so you're aware, as you're about to slide the key in, there is a hastily scrawled little note. No envelope, just a quick little note.
Ooh, okay.
What does it say?
As you unfold it, it's hastily scrawled. You can see that it was written in a rush and folded tuck into the door. It says, what's his name?
Seer Sinnin?
Really?
Read it out loud.
See us in it.
There seems to be no obvious effect. However, as you're all standing there, I would like you to make a perception check.
All right.
Vrenus, wow.
I'm
Vrenus and
smart.
Albin both notice this. You both, in the darkness of the room and the dim light, you do see standing directly at the front door, perfectly motionless, is the cloven hoof, half-goated form of Searsenin, perfectly still, looking directly at you. His hands folded
Where
in
is he
front of
standing?
him, his vest there, directly in front of the door.
I would like to illuminate the room, cast Create Bonfire right here.
And a huge fire engulfs right in front of that knightly statue, and you see Searsenin's form lit up. He stands there, perfectly still, the shakes that had accompanied him initially completely gone from his form. He stands completely straight up rather than hunched, and his green vest is perfectly righted. He seems to be suffering none of the ill damage that he had from the spiders before. He's looking directly at you, lit by the firelight.
Hello?
He tilts his head at you. Hello.
Sinin?
Not quite.
What?
What?
Who are you?
Well, I had hoped that you would not need to learn, but you seem to find the right key to a magical lock to the back door. And unfortunately, my puppet was no longer willing to play. However, just because my lovely ruse was swept aside doesn't mean that this still can't happen. The reason I brought you all here, after all, was to unlock that door and get your wishes.
What? You killed the housemaster?
I drowned him. He was no master
You
at all.
snake.
But why?
He'd outlived his usefulness. He had left clues for you all over the house for no particular reason. It shan't help you with your wishes.
And why do you want our wishes? If you are so willing to betray your own servant, how can we expect any better from you?
The only betrayal came from him. I merely applied discipline. He knew what he was getting into, should he begin to disobey me. Likewise, I am a generous, generous goat, and I want to help you get your wishes.
Why?
A mutually beneficial arrangement.
And how does this benefit you?
I get to see your smiles as your wishes come true.
I turn to the rest of the group and say, I do not trust his altruistic motivation.
Yes, this is quite sus.
Well, we've
I
had
am
nothing
no
but
imposter.
tricks so far.
Merely
I would
test to
trust
see
you.
how far you would be willing to go for your wishes. You've accomplished them all. You have the keys. Slide them into the lock, and your reward is yours.
I push back
Okay.
everybody else and slide mine in. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I put my key in the-
Animorph slides his key into the lock, and likewise does
Probably
Bobbly.
our only
They
way
both
out
fit
of here.
perfectly into 2 of the 5 keyholes and are engulfed. And you watch as the locks fall to the ground.
Well, here goes nothing. I do the same thing.
Right, so maybe you insert your key. There's a brief spark of twilight energy, and then your key likewise disappears into the lock, and the 3rd key of 5 falls to the ground.
After you.
I'm not sure. I do not like it. I do not trust it. What if this is a trap?
Would you rather stay trapped in this realm forever?
Our wishes could come true.
You're right. I suppose if it is treason, we can just crush Searsenin on whatever his name is head in. I put it in.
Vrenus, your key is lodged into the lock and sucked in quickly, almost like a snake, and then disappears as fast as it did, and the lock quickly falls to the ground. Albin, yours is the only key remaining, and you can see as you're watching Searsenin across from you, he is looking very expectantly at you, and his eyes dart between you and the door, and you can see that he's like almost jittering, like he's shaking with excitement.
All right. Well, if this gets us the hell out of here, I put my key in.
You watch as the key glows brightly and then gently turns sideways, unlocking the lock and falling to the ground before dematerializing before you. Instantaneously, the door falls inward, and there is a long, dark staircase, completely dim, and even your vision can't seem to pierce it. By all means, head downstairs. I'll greet you there and grant your wish.
What do you mean you'll greet us there?
I don't know.
Me first.
Okay.
I just have one more question.
Of course.
Why were you standing there?
I was waiting to see if you'd make it.
You just wanted to watch us do this? You could have just been down there already.
I cannot pass when the door is locked. You had to find the keys yourself.
Okay, I guess.
I walk up to him. What is your real name?
I assure you my name is as I've said. I am Sia Sinan.
I punch him.
Okay.
Okay.
You attempt to punch him and you watch as your fist somehow punches yourself in the face.
Ah!
It's a strange
What is
I
this
don't stifle my
deception?
laugh.
I don't know why you did that. Head downstairs, I'll grant your wish.
I do not trust a man who does not give his own real name. But I will do as you ask because I'm powerless.
Yeah,
We're
I
getting
wanna go
nothing
downstairs.
from toying with him.
All
It's
right,
wish time!
go
Each
on
of
then.
you start walking down the staircase into the darkness of the basement. It's stone and seems to be old. There's dust, and you kick it up as you go deeper down into it. There seems to be no walls around you as you reach out. Walking down deeper in, it's just a staircase surrounded by void. And as you move further and further down, there seems to be no end in sight.
Well, Animoth, are you going?
The door is locked.
What do you mean the door is locked?
We unlocked it! It's fine!
The door is unlocked. The door is unlocked. You can move through the door.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think we did. I think it's another map.
This is a scene change. Yes, it's true.
Okay.
So as you all progress down this darkened staircase deeper in, slowly around you, colors start to flash by like shooting stars, purples and bright whites and spheres and different almost planetary images shooting by at incredible speed. And as you walk further, they seem to slow more and more. Suddenly the dark and void, it's filled with bright colors, golds and whites and pinks and purples. A swirling misty vortex before you, of which you are descending very quickly into the eye, the center of a cyclone of stars. As you progress further, the winds, or what could be wind, but smells strange and sweet and sickly all at the same time. Deeper in, you find yourselves looking into what almost seems like a great eye before you, standing there amongst shining, wispy winds and clouds and stars. You still see each other, but there seems to be nothing of which you're standing upon. You're just existing within this space.
I don't see anything. It's just like a blank screen.
I
1
ate
second.
the wrong mushroom.
I'm dragging you over to the map now.
You don't see anything?
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
Yeah, it's just a black
I
box.
don't see anything.
Oh, you're so right. There you go.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Mm.
What sorcery is this?
Beautiful.
Makes me uneasy. All this twirling, huh?
You guys can see it?
Yeah, I just don't see the characters.
Okay. Before you,
Direct characters.
you hear a rumbling, massive voice. You before me. Speak thine wish, and see it granted sincerely.
All right, who goes first?
Do we have to speak it?
Thine
I
wish
do
may
believe
not
that's
be
what he said.
spoken, merely the acknowledgement that you wish it to be granted sincerely.
I want my wish to be granted, please, please,
All right, you guys.
please.
Bobley standing there, his tiny form holding a massive 9-foot-long greatsword. He disappears.
Up.
Your
Bobley?
wish
What?
is
Bobley.
my sincere pleasure.
Did he wish he wasn't here?
What
He's
did he
gone.
wish
He's simply
for?
gone. Yeah, he's disappeared. You have no idea where he is.
I miss Bobley.
Quick, someone wish for Bobley back.
You, great voice of the beyond. What did you do with Bubbly?
I have returned him to the prime material plane.
What do you mean by
Grant
that?
my wish.
Very well. Your wish granted, sincerely yours, now and forever. You watch as Animorph disappears.
I really think we should be questioning this voice more before we proceed. There could be some kind of hidden catch.
Great Spirit, grant my wish! Burden my mind with knowledge of the unknowable!
You may know all sincerely forever. You watch as Alvin also disappears in a flash.
Voice in the sky, allow me to stop time finally and have all the time in the world that I need.
Your wish is my command. Enjoy yourself, for all the time in the world is
Bye,
now
Vornis.
yours, sincerely.
Maeve, wait!
Bye, Vornis!
It's over. May vanishes. You're looking at her, and now she's gone.
Am I alone?
You are alone in this plane, looking upon a massive swirling vortex and a projecting voice in your mind.
Wait. Great voice of the beyond. What will happen to me if I accept this wish?
It will be granted, and you will be returned to where you were taken. You have my sincerest and complete word.
Do you pinky promise?
I am an amorphous being of the Feywild. I have no corporeal pinky to promise with.
I suppose that's good enough. All right. I wish for the complete and utter eradication of every single basilisk, so that no one has to experience the same pain I experienced when I was a boy.
Your wish is my command. And you feel yourself dematerialize instantaneously, vanishing into darkness. Okay, as I guess we'll start from the top then. Bobley, who went first? You awaken. Your eyes pop open. You
Whoa!
are exactly where you left before you vanished into the Feywild all those days ago. Where were you exactly?
In the outhouse of a tavern.
All right, you feel something very prickly behind you, like you're sitting on something. And then as you look around, there's nothing but blue and clear sky in every direction as you look upward. And as you look downward, you see an incredibly small, ruinous little wooden structure.
What?
And reaching down and plucking at that thing that was poking into your side, you pull up no longer just the size of a toothpick, your greatsword. You are about 100, probably closer to 300 feet tall.
Wait. No, I'm too tall.
The
No!
rumbling, massive voice carries across miles as Bobley has flattened the village of which he was currently in the outhouse of. He has smushed it beneath his massive weight and left a crater beneath him. But he can see taller than the mountaintops, and his head is in the clouds. He is a massive, Bobley creature in the middle of the prime material plane.
Not like this. This is not how this was supposed to go.
Next, we have Animorph. Animorph, where were you when you were abducted?
I was waking up in my hut that's like in the forest because I
Oh fuck, dude! I don't
My
remember where I was.
shapeshift
okay, you just
ability.
make it up.
Since my shapeshift ability was screwed up, I left like all the civilization behind and went into the forest.
As you awaken, Animorph, your eyes flutter open. You feel bloody and bruised and broken. You have by far taken way more damage than anyone else in this entire journey and come closer to death dozens of times. You pull yourself out of the bed. You feel slow and sluggish, and as you flutter your eyes, you awaken them to find before you, twirling, looking at you, blinking her own eyes, pink and bright, a girl wearing a delightful little frilly maid outfit with glitter and purple sparks and pink hair of white as well,
Jesus
with cat ears and a cat tail. And she blinks at you and then rubs you and tries to get your attention. What do you do? As you look at her in the face, grunting, bleeding, you feel a sudden welling up in your sinuses, and you realize, unfortunately, you are allergic to cats.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And you have willed your dream drawing of Aerie into existence. Congrats. Fucking idiot. Maeve,
Careful what you wish for.
it is now your turn. Miss Maeve, you are, where were you?
I was at my house, my home, late at night,
Your Twilight Sanctuary.
studying. Yeah.
As you awaken, your eyes flutter open, Maeve, and everything seems normal. You step out of your reading study where you had fallen asleep, studying the Twilight Goddess's texts, learning more about your cleric lifestyle, and you walk through the small sanctuary of which you maintain for the local town in the ever-present twilight of the area of the continent in which you are. It never quite sunshine outside. And as you walk through, it is still and quiet. No sound permeates your ears. And as you walk outward, you see that there is not anything moving, in fact. And as you look above into the sky, you see a bird frozen there, unmoving. And as you move through the town and closer to the people who would visit your sept and your little sanctuary, they are frozen, completely unmoving. And no matter how far you travel or how many miles you go, everything is frozen. You are frozen in time.
It's really fucked up. That's like super sad. I guess I just say nothing and I just wander.
As you
realizing
wander,
my fate.
you learn all sorts of things, like that you can move things and interact with the environment around you, but you will never really see the fruit of what's going on. Like, you can explore and read and interact as much as you like, but it'll never, whatever actions you take, you'll never really know the outcome.
Damn, that's sad as hell.
Yeah,
very
you really,
heavy.
you got
It's very
fucked on that
heavy.
one.
That's very heavy.
That's also a funny one. You kind of just fucked yourself there. But who knows where it could go in the future. You could be a guiding hand out there. Next would be Mr. Alwyn. Alwyn, you awaken, and you know exactly where you are. And as your eyes peer through reality, you realize that your form has shriveled, your body a little more than a desiccated husk, your mind and head bulbous and swollen. Where you rested in your precept tower, your wizard's tower, you are now a massive, like, brain baby with massive veins protruding across it. But it is no matter to you because you need nothing of the physical form any longer. With a simple thought, you can pull your own form or astral project in 100 different directions. Every spell, every knowledge, every secret is known to you, and you suffer from a massive amount of overinformation because you are basically like just loaded up. You know everything there is to know about everything, and you become incredibly apathetic as a result. You giant, disgusting brain baby.
It's an abomination.
In your omniscience, sitting there, you have really no desire but to ruminate upon all the knowledge that you now permanently have forever, of knowing everything and how all things are, should be, could be, would be, and can be. You've reached the peak. There's nowhere left to go. What you choose to do with this knowledge is up to you from here on out.
All right.
And finally, Vore,
Baby now.
where are you
Okay.
located?
I don't remember. I was either in the Witcher stronghold or I was like in the mountains surrounding the area, but I don't actually remember where I was before I got teleported.
Okay, let's do mountains and surrounding the area. As you
Yeah.
travel through the mountains and return to the sanctuary and go about your business as a witcher, things seem to have returned to normal, and it's difficult to remember as the days move past you whether or not what you experienced was just a dream or a hallucination. The memories are fresh, and it seemed as though the wounds were too, but you came out of it seemingly fine, no worse for wear than maybe something that you'd stumbled upon in the mountains had claimed you. And you began for a time to even believe that it had all just been a dream. But over time, as the days and weeks turn to months, you realize that there has been a severe upset in the number of contracts that you are receiving. And although you receive no more basilisk contracts, you receive a lot more. It would seem that the environment has been plunged into a entirely eco-unfriendly way because a key component of the world's natural environment has been removed entirely. Basilisks no longer exist. They've been wiped out in a single stroke. And that's really upset the natural order of things. There's all sorts of monsters who were using basilisks as their natural prey, and they're now hunting people. Likewise, there are also plenty of smaller things that the basilisk kept in check that are now running rampant as well. You really fucked up the environment on this one.
Perhaps wiping out an entire species of monster was not the most enlightened idea. But I don't mind picking up the slack and killing a few more ghouls or griffins. I shall rip and tear until it is done.
All of you have had your wishes granted. Maybe not the way you wanted it to be.
Certainly not.
However, at some point in the future, all of you look to the sky, and you can see a similarly large, swirling purple starry mass that seems to be breaking through an almost glass-like barrier of reality. Very, very happy that it's had a chance to inflict its will on the world again. And that, I do believe, is
Sequel.
where it ends.
We all got our monkey's paw and unleashed an elder god
You did do that.
from the Feywild.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
And to give you the real name that the guy was trying to get you to figure out, it was the same puzzle as the antler puzzle, which Jadez got instantly. I was so impressed. The real name of the god was Insincere.
Insincere. Fuck.
Oh.
I wanted to stay behind and question him and interrogate the fuck out of him, but I didn't want to
You
stick
got
around. for
swept
too long.
along.
Yeah,
Listen, I don't know how else we were gonna get home.
I don't
Yeah.
even know how to spell insincere.
Clearly not. And you know what? That's okay, because you got your wish granted and you're a giant now, so you can just wobble towards the giant thing.
We're all in the same world. We can see Bobley because he's so big.
Probably the giant.
On the horizon, Maeve, frozen in
It's like a
time, sees a
landmark.
giant, white mountain that looks like the back of Bobley's head.
That's so sad, though. Maybe living in a time.
Yeah, mine
bubble.
was very terrifyingly sad.
Yeah,
Eternally
you kind
sad.
of, you just froze. Oh, you wish to stop time, so you stop time.
It'll get boring very quickly. So I mean, I'll be doing this stuff, and I'll just be able to walk around. But it's,
I mean,
yeah,
who's to
maybe
say
you
that
could,
you won't have
uh,
effects in real time that you're
I could
unable to
learn
perceive?
anything. It's like that Twilight Zone episode. It's like I finally
In
had
fact,
time,
yeah,
but for
I mean,
what?
you basically have as much time as you want to learn, explore, and do anything you want, and set up as much as you want.
You're like the invisible, guiding hand.
Dude, it's like the
around
movie
people.
Click.
You know, maybe there's a way to
Jesus.
make time move around you again. I don't know.
Is quick.
Also, Mr. Cow posted that fucking the Elden Ring boss.
That's
the one
basically,
with
that
the
is
enemy of
basically
wizard
sci-fi. This
faces.
is sci-fi at this point.
Is that what you were going for? You were
Uh,
describing it?
I was describing it more as just picture a very
Like a
frail,
giant head.
desiccated body and a really
I
big
thought of-
brain case.
Huge head.
Voldemort when he got shrunk into a
Yeah,
fetus.
kind of like Voldemort, but with a
Yeah.
bigger head as a fetus in the train station.
It's fine. I'll set up some Wizard of Oz shit.
It'll be pretty funny. But yes, that is the one shot. Thank you all for being here. I'm sorry it took
Thank
so long.
you.
I didn't expect it to be that long, but I quite appreciate everybody for coming out and doing it with me. Thank you. I hope you
I
enjoyed
thought
it.
it was really
I had
fun.
a fun.
You did a fantastic job, Crumpet.
Oh my gosh, thanks guys.
This
Thanks.
is my first
Sorry.
real D&D
It was
thing.
epic.
I guess it was an actual campaign and not much of a one shot. So there you go.
Yeah, it was great. I learned a lot too, and I loved your descriptions of things, like the flavor text and the flavor words to set up like the area and stuff. It was great.
Oh, thanks.
Very fun.
And that's it then. That's all, folks. Goodbye.